thank you. I'm glad to be part of such an illustrious group.
Yeah, of course, because I'm really interested with what you guys are doing in this moment. What is your? I don't know. That's why I made these 5 questions. I'm really curious. What is your? For example, that's why I sent you the question before, and
Sure.
maybe you can prepare a little bit of. I don't know if I ask you how do you start your daily routine being at home surrounded by your family because it's not used to be in this kind of routine.
Well, um, I'm very fortunate. Many of my fellow musicians out there are not as lucky as me because they're in apartments or have to deal with, neighbors and kids and family being around. And in my house, it's just me and my wife. We don't have any children. Um, we have a dog and a cat, and and that's it. And I can, because I live in a standalone home. No shared walls. I live in a really great neighborhood, and the house is relatively new, so it's when I'm practicing inside, you can barely hear it on the street, even when I'm playing pretty loud. And
So
so
that
I can,
the walls of your house are really thick.
yeah, and I'm very lucky that way. And I also, my neighbors have said many times that when they are in their houses, they can't even hear me.
Wow,
Uh, they can only
that's
hear me
nice.
if they are outside and I'm inside playing loud. And so I've, you know, uh, for your, in case your viewers maybe don't know what I do on this as a side project, my recording project, my overdub recording projects, which I was doing these, for many years, and now all of a sudden, everyone wants to know how to do it because
Yeah,
it's become globally relevant now.
everyone wants to become a YouTuber now.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but in terms of your question, my daily practice routine hasn't really changed. I do it the same way I always have, and my wife is also a brass player. She's a French horn player, but her um, her main job is she runs a youth orchestra, for an orchestra for kids, and so she works from home. She works on her computer in her office in the house, and uh, there are times where she needs to have meetings, like this over Zoom, where she needs quiet, and I just kind of don't, schedule other things during that time. So it's not. I'm not very restricted. I'm very lucky that way. I know that there are my friends out there. There's students, that are having trouble practicing at home because, um, they're in apartments and the people don't. Some people don't enjoy trombone practice. It turns out.
Yeah,
Uh,
can imagine.
so I mean, I've had many of those experiences in my past, where having to deal with practicing in the apartment, and it's very difficult for people now because you're stuck at home and you want to practice and you have all this time to practice and you can't, so
Yeah.
it's very hard. But I'm very lucky. My
So you feel really lucky being have a partner that you can share the time and playing together, perhaps. And I don't know, half of the day you play, and the rest of the day she's playing, something like that.
Yeah, well, she doesn't really play her French horn all that much anymore. Occasionally, for some work that would come up, she would play. But she actually probably plays more piano now than
Oh,
she does French horn. And we have a really beautiful instrument here, and so we've been playing some things together. And and I've been just it's amazing how it seems like we have all this free time, and yet I feel busier than ever because
yeah,
I'm making all these recordings and videos, and I don't know if you saw that Superman video that I made with
of
my
course.
friends from
So
the orchestra.
you're kind of master of Final Cut, all this kind of program. You can do everything
Well, I wouldn't
with
call
your
me a
manager.
master of Final Cut. I literally just started learning how to use it
Ah,
two,
me
two
too.
weeks ago. But the recording side, the I've been using Logic Pro. I'm a Macintosh user,
Yeah.
and I've been using Logic Pro for 7 years or so, 6 years at least. And so I'm very comfortable with that. So when I made that Superman video, I had an overdub that I had already done, a recording I did of just all trombone. And I took that recording and sent it to them with a click track, and they recorded their parts and then sent them to me. And then I edited them together and made them blend together so they
So you
sounded
were
like,
the engineer of a video. You set
yeah.
up everything together. Nice. That's difficult to do it.
Oh,
And
a
take a
lot
lot
of
of time. Yeah.
Well, everyone's emailing me now and messaging me and asking how I did that. And I said, well, it's a very difficult process.
A lot of patience you have to do it. Yeah.
You know,
Really frustrating.
it's a
But maybe,
fun.
but maybe those kind of things is kind of your mainly goal, like daily goal as well. That you set up. Okay, today I will do this video. Tomorrow I have to do this. Tomorrow I will play piano and I will record this piece. How do you set up your goals these days?
Well, I don't actually have a formal schedule like that. I mean, I try to make sure that every day I get, good rest. I do my daily routine, my practice routine. I haven't missed a day since this whole thing started. And I try to exercise some in some way every day. Either, I go for a run or I lift weights. Luckily, I have a lot of equipment here at the house that I can use, so I don't have to go to a gym or anything. And so I
But
try to
you
do
are
those three things
sorry,
every day.
you're going outside to have a run. You can go outside actually there.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, have to keep my distance. I
Yeah.
do a lot of zigzagging when I'm running. To keep away from people. But it's not too crowded where I live. I live about 10 miles outside of Pittsburgh. So, I mean,
Okay.
it's still considered Pittsburgh, but it's, I don't live in the city, and I very, very rarely have been going even past a block from my house just because, I do like a 5K run every,
Okay.
couple times a week. And luckily there's plenty of places I can go where I don't run into many people. So, but
And
as far as the
hmm?
videos and the recordings, I just have I try not to, I work better when I don't make a formal schedule. I just say, I'm going to work on this a little bit each day. And then I try to go with the schedule of, just do really good work every time I work on it and don't worry about how fast it happens.
Okay. Okay. That is
And I've
good.
had, really, I've done these kind of home overdub recordings for years. I mean, my SoundCloud page
It's
has
full of things. Yeah.
has almost 1 million
A
listens.
million listen. That is amazing. Unbelievable. Yeah.
And it's just trombone. It's just me,
So,
So,
so you can say you don't miss so many things of your daily routine. What is the thing
oh,
that you miss the most?
well, I very much miss playing concerts and playing with my colleagues, and
Mm.
I miss working with. I'm still teaching all my students at Duquesne University where I teach, and I also run the brass department. So I'm actually still teaching all my lessons and classes, and basically all my classes are. Uh, I'm teaching them how to do recording projects now and how to do arrangements and record them themselves. And I'm teaching them to do something like that Superman video
Okay.
together,
Yeah.
and keep them occupied. But I miss working with them in person and working with my colleagues in the orchestra. And
So
of course,
taking apart the trombone, you are teaching them as well how to use, how to make all the new thing that for you is usual to make to
yeah,
use every
yeah,
day.
I'm a little ahead of the curve.
Okay, that's good. What do you
But
think, Jim? What do you think is going to be the first thing that you will do? I don't know, perhaps I don't know, in 6, 7 months that everything will return normal. What do you think is going to be the
uh,
first thing that you will do?
well, I mean, I miss being out with people, having gatherings with friends. And of course, the first thing I'm looking forward to the most is playing concerts again, and playing with my colleagues. And I mean, I never thought of my side project with these recordings as being a substitute for playing concerts. I always thought of this as something that helps me play in the orchestra better.
Mm.
You know, So that's what I'm most looking forward to, is getting back to, you know, working with my colleagues. And we have a great section and a great, you know, a great trombone section, great brass section, and we have a lot of fun. And you know, I'm looking forward to getting back with them. But who knows how long this is going to go on? So, you know, no one
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah,
Probably
no,
a long time.
yeah, probably 1 year is gonna be everything like normal. We hope so.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. But Jim, what do you think is gonna be for the viewers, for the people that will watch this video? Because they are the whole day at home. At least I have tenor trombone, bass trombone, contrabass trombone at home. I have a piano as well, so I can do mainly the thing that I would like to do every single day. But for example, people is just with the tenor trombone player at home. What do you think is going to be the best thing to work on it?
Well, I mean, now that we have the luxury of more time,
Mm.
I think the main thing is to make sure you keep practicing, because, you know, when this thing is over, um, great playing doesn't happen in 1 week or 2 weeks. You can't just pick up your instrument 2 weeks before you have to go back on stage and be good. You know, like, it's, think of it like somebody who's training for a marathon or Olympics or something. You know, they're
Yeah,
training for months. And so now that we have the luxury of, I mean, luxury is a tricky word to use here, but like, now that we have all this time, I find that what I am enjoying is being able to do my daily practice routine very slowly and carefully. And I don't have to, I'm not in any hurry. I'm not trying to fit it in before rehearsal or make sure I'm done before I have to go teach a lesson or something. I start my daily routine, and I you know, use drones. I have these recorded drones that I overdubbed, and, you know, I'm happy to share those with you and with your viewers. They're, you know,
you have
it's
those in a CD, or you can send the MP3?
it's just in a Dropbox folder, so I
Okay.
could you can just download them from there. I've been sharing them for years with students, you know, to use, and it's great because, you know, you can um, set those drones up, and then it's, you know, you can think of it as like you're practicing with me.
Yeah.
um, but I think this, you know, this is a good time for people to explore some side projects that maybe they've been thinking about doing, some arrangements. And I'm going to make a video soon on sort of a basic to overdub, you know, like just a way to get started with just a simple program called Audacity.
Audacity.
Audacity, it's a free download
It's an
program.
app as well for the iPhone, I believe.
I don't think there's an iPhone version. I think it's only for the computer.
Audacity.
You might be thinking of Acapella. You might be thinking of
Mm.
Acapella.
It's kind of the same, right?
Well, Acapella is video, and I don't know if you can do much editing. But the Audacity, I've been using that for years, and
Mm.
it's very
Complete.
yeah, and it's a little hard to get started. That's the trick, is getting started. So that's what I'm going to show people, is how the video, how it works. And
For beginners, a video for the beginner, how to get started with this
yeah,
application.
like Audacity for Dummies, you know.
For that. That's good. Uh,
So
Jim, and for the last question, I don't want to interrupt your routine, so that's why I asked you for half an hour maximum. I have the last question for you. Do you think people will appreciate a little more the music after this lockdown? Because it's a worldwide lockdown. In the beginning, it was just China and then Italy. We are locked down since the last week of February, so almost more than 1 month already.
yeah,
So, and the first week of March, we were playing the Italian hymn, the Italian anthem in the streets. So for everyone, the music was the most important thing
mhm,
to feel kind of supported. I'm not
yeah,
even an Italian, and I was playing in the trombone the Italian anthem, and everyone, wow, bellissimo, bellissimo.
yeah,
But I had the feeling in that moment that people, I hope that people after this lockdown will appreciate more the music, because at least in the Netherlands, the orchestra are closing and all the funds. I think that's happening worldwide as well.
Yeah.
All the funds for the cultural fund are all the time going down, 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 and then closing orchestras. Is less funds for I don't know, to buy a trombone. What is your personal opinion about the society will think about the music?
Well, I think that my hope is that they will appreciate music more, and that they will appreciate live music and experiencing it in a concert setting more. I would hope so. Um, I mean, I think, you know, that video of the trumpet player standing outside of his balcony playing
That was in
uh,
Sicily.
Imagine,
Yeah.
playing the Beatles, I mean, no, the John Lennon song,
Yeah,
Imagine. You know? I mean, that alone should tell you that people are very hungry for gathering and live music. And, you know, I would hope that once they feel safe, they will appreciate it more. I think that's going to be the problem, is that I think a lot of people are very nervous about getting back together because this is so dangerous, you know, and so easily transmittable, you know. Um, but once people feel safe, I think people will really appreciate live music again, you know, because they've been so hungry for it now. I mean, um, you know, that Superman video I made, I knew people would like it, but it's past 30,000 views in like 5 days or something. I mean, it's unreal, and I think that tells me that people are sitting at home wanting to have experiences.
More information every day. If they want more, they want more. Yeah.
They want something positive, not more death tolls.
Yeah.
And I mean, not that it's, of course, it's important to stay informed and realize how dangerous everything is, but we need a balance. And I think once people are allowed to experience live music again, they're going to really, really want it. You know,
Yeah.
I hope. So in the
We hope.
meantime, we'll just keep making music for them and doing what we can. You know, I mean, I have lots of videos and projects sketched out that I want to do. And I've been buying equipment and, you know, background stuff, you know, you know, in a way, this has given me the time. I've been meaning to learn Final Cut Pro for years.
And I
So
have all kind of tutorial on YouTube from the beginning, from dummies until the expert.
exactly.
It's not necessary to pay uh, any penny to learn how to use one of the best software at the moment to
Exactly.
do an edition of video and music.
Yeah. Well, it's great. Apple has made Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro free for 90 days. I think that's great. And I bet you that if this keeps going past 90 days, they'll extend that or give big discounts and such, because so many people are going to want to use those programs now.
Mm.
You know. So.
Thanks a lot for your time, Jim. That's
Sure.
really,
Well,
really appreciate it.
my pleasure. And, you know, stay safe there. You're right in the middle of things there.
Yeah, I think the curve now is going to be today. I think there were more or less 6,000 people that they died every day since 1 month ago. It's not. I think yesterday was a record in New York,
Yeah.
2,500, but here was like 700 people died in 1 day, and it was a
Wow.
record here as well. Stay safe, you as well, you and your wife, and thanks a lot. And last favor is please smile to the camera. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Well, I'm happy to help you with this project, and thanks for putting something good into the world.
That's the idea. We keep in touch, and we see in Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, everywhere in social media.
Yeah. I'm on all of those, so make sure you let me know and tag them. I'll share them and everything. So.
Top. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening for you.
Okay. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.